You've probably heard horror stories of people who have built their own home and ended up with a disaster. But don't worry, in this video, I'm gonna show you the 4 questions you need to ask builders to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Oh, and stick around to the end because I'm gonna tell you 3 things you should never, ever do when it comes to new construction. Well, hello, this is Wendy Pennell, and Bill Hethcock reports that Dallas-Fort Worth experienced a 15.9% increase in new housing between 2010 and 2020. So I guess if you were tuning into this video and you're like, I wonder if I can even find new construction in Dallas. Well, that answer would be a resounding yes, okay? But then again, maybe you've already done your homework. You might already be pre-approved for a mortgage. You know, maybe you've been shopping homes online and you know there are some you absolutely love. Well, hang on a second there, cowboy, because there are 4 basic questions every buyer should ask before jumping into new construction. Starting out with question number 1, show me the dirt. Now, I realize some of you may argue with me about this point, but the way I look at it, you can decide quickly if the location and lot size is gonna work for you or not. You know, the home models, well, that's gonna take time, right? And it doesn't even matter. If you don't like where they're gonna put the house, right? It doesn't matter what the home model's like. So do yourself a solid and ask to see the lots first. It can be hard to quantify and qualify what you're looking for in a lot. So I want you to think about 2 things. The first one is think about the size and style of the lot. Were you dreaming of a big backyard? Is it big enough? Is it small enough? What's the shape of it? And also you might think about, does it have drainage issues? Like, does it have big, slopes in it that are not gonna make for a good yard? Now, the second thing you wanna think about with your lot is the position of it within the community. Is it on a busy road? Is it gonna have a lot of highway noise? How about, what does it back up to? Is it gonna back up to somebody else's backyard? And what if they end up with a really loud dog and then you can never enjoy your backyard? So you know what? Take all of these things into consideration, and if the lot doesn't work for you, you're moving on. The second thing you need to ask your builder is, who is gonna be there for me? The person you meet at a model home is probably gonna be like all kinds of welcoming and informative, right? But the thing you need to realize is, once you've signed on the dotted line, will you ever hear from that person again? So you wanna ask the builder rep, hey, if I sign a contract with you, who is my point of contact during the construction process? Okay, the building process can take a long time, and you're definitely gonna find yourself having new questions, concerns, and it's possible you may even wanna change your mind on decisions that you've already made. So, what if this is like a massive builder and you don't even know who to begin to reach out to? Well, make things easier from the start by finding out who your point of contact will be from the very beginning. Now, once you're told who that person is, ask how much decision-making power they have. Will this person be involved in the day-to-day activity in the neighborhood, or is it an office position somewhere far removed, right? If they're far removed, you might ask, who's gonna be overseeing the job site of my home? Mari Backman wrote an article about her experience with new construction. She said, from permit issues to ongoing delays, every week seemed to bring about a new challenge and an added expense. So you want to be sure that you can stay up to date throughout the whole process and have all of your concerns resolved before it's too late. Speaking of staying up to date, this is the channel where that's going to happen. So if you'd like to watch future videos just like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for doing that. Okay, let's talk about super important question number 3. Hey, Mr. Builder, how long is it going to take to build my home? This is definitely a question you want to ask before signing any papers. Depending on the situation, could be months, could be a year, or you could be looking at a home that's already partially constructed. A lot's going to depend on what kind of new construction home you're buying. According to homelight.com, buying a new construction home can mean anything from choosing a house that's already completed to designing a custom-built house on an empty lot you've already purchased. So the type of home you're buying can affect the timeline in a huge way. Do your best to get a confirmed time frame from the builders before you've wasted days and hours only to find out this home won't fit your schedule. Now, once you know these builders can get you into your new home within your time frame, now it's time to start thinking about question number 4. Does this community have a homeowners association? Now, this is a super important component to consider when you're deciding on a new home. Homelight discusses this. They say most new construction neighborhoods will have some type of HOA in place to keep common areas maintained and ensure a cohesive aesthetic. Now, if the neighborhood you're looking into has an HOA, you need to get yourself a copy of their rules and fee amounts ASAP, okay? Fees can be billed, they can be billed monthly, quarterly, annually, and honestly, that can affect your budget a lot more than you might think. Homelight continued saying, they said, HOAs often regulate what you can and cannot do with your home's exterior, lawn, and driveway. So it's important to understand what you're getting into. Well, now that you've asked these 4 very important questions, you should be in a pretty safe place with the process of your new construction home. But Don't forget these 3 things you should never do with new construction. Are you ready? Number 1, never sign up with a builder before checking reviews and whether they're insured. Research the builder's reputation, like with the Better Business Bureau. See if they have any complaints filed against them. HomeLight comments on this, they say, if you want to be sure that you're hiring someone who's going to do their job well, you need to vet the people that you'll be working with. They go on to say, if you don't do your research, you could wind up with a newly constructed house that is riddled with problems. Makes sense. All right, number 2, never allow money to change hands without carefully reviewing the contract first. Oh, by the way, as your realtor, I can help you with that. And number 3, never skip having an inspection done once the home is built, okay? HomeLight comments on this. They say one mistake buyers make with new construction homes is that they just assume the home is gonna be perfect. And because of that, they don't get an inspection. Always get that home inspection, even with new construction. All right, now, you're raring to go. You're super excited. Lucky for you, we have created multiple new construction community guides. You can find those right in the description section. In the meantime, hey, listen, thank you for watching. Wendy out.